To commemorate Dalit warriors on 1/1/1818, a program was organized at Bhima Koregaon under the leadership of Kholsa Patil, former Justice of Bombay High Court, also Justice P.S. Sawant, former Supreme Court judge. It was a peaceful assembly to commemorate the sacrifice made by Mahas in Maharashtra in the name of Elgar Parishad, organized by Elgar Parishad. People in thousands, lakhs, travelled from all over Maharashtra and assembled there, few lakhs of people. The program went on well. Speaker spoke to protect Constitution, to protect sovereignty, nationality, integrity, security of the nation. Spoke about peace and harmony, spoke about well-being of the entire people. It is not communal disharmony, it is for harmony. This Peshwa hates right-wing elements, right-wing terrorists. They didn't like this. Asserting right by the Dalits is not acceptable to Brahmin Baniyas this nation. So they pre-planned 1/1/2018 people assembled. Nothing has happened. After completing their program, people started going back. Two right-wing terrorists, Bote and Ek Bote and Bide, they mobilized thugs, terrorists, right-wing terrorists who were responsible for killing Dabolkar, Pansare, Kalburgi, Gauri, who were responsible in planting bombs when Padmavati picture was screened, who were responsible in planting bombs, some program was going on in an auditorium. These group were mobilized in thousands. They waylaid Dalits who were going back to their respective places, were attacked. Hundreds were attacked, even brutally, with lethal weapons. Police were a mute spectator. They failed to protect the life of Dalits. That time, Mr. Padnews, the RSS leader, was the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. They did not protect. Police failed to register suo motu case against the attackers as well as the perpetrators of the crime. Third day, a FIR came to be registered accusing Bide and Egbote. After lapse of 13 days, Bide's agent registers an FIR. That is squarely against the organizers of Bhima Koregaon event on 1/1/2018. Cases were registered against unknown persons. This is the one background of the case. As on this day, Ekbote, Bide, their coterie, their dispensation, their goons, their gangs, none of them were arrested. They are not facing any trial. Making use of this, after lapse of about 5 months, certain leaders who oppose loot of national wealth were arrested. It is very shocking that people like Sudha Bharadwaj, a well-known and noted advocate, professor of Delhi University, she was arrested, poets were arrested, journalists were arrested. Anand Teltumde, he has a difference of opinion in respect of Bhima Koregaon celebration. He too was arrested. Navalaka, Arun Pereira, Gonslaves, everyone were arrested and they are languishing in jail. Now the point is, why these intellectuals, journalists, advocates are arrested and facing trial without even bail? They are in jail but no bail. That is the basic point. Point number one, why they are implicated in the draconian UAP Act. That is number one. They never visited Bhima Koregaon. Why they were roped in the case? These are all the 2 points. See, I would like to point out Dandakaranya, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, part of Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Maharashtra, minerals worth several trillion dollars have been embedded in the forest, riverbed and other places. Precious metals like gold, diamond, uranium, alexandrite, bulurite, granite, marbles, all precious minerals. The richest land in the world. Of course, poorest people live there. Now what happened? Central government BJP, Chhattisgarh government BJP, Madhya Pradesh BJP, Maharashtra BJP, Jharkhand BJP government, all these governments in collusion with corporates wanted to loot this several trillion dollars worth of minerals. Memorandum of understandings were signed between corporates, Ambanis, Adanis, Tatas, Birlas. So many national and transnational, multinational companies, with their eagle eye, they wanted to loot the mineral resources. To protect our nation, protect our environment, to protect our mountains, to protect our environment. It is Adivasis who fight the forces. What did Congress government do during the regime of Manmohan Singh? They created force, name of the force, Hunt Dog, Cobra Force, Scorpio Force. A special force were created, drawing from various paramilitary forces like Border Security Force, CISF, and other forces. Sophisticated weapons were given and they were empowered. Armed Forces Special Powers Act, TADA, FOTA, UPA. See, the force name is Scorpio, Hunt Dog, Cobra. Name of the law, UPA, TADA, FOTA. All for what? To kill tribes, Dalits, backward class, unprotected workers in lakhs. In the name of Operation Green Hunt, a war has been waged against unarmed A plus, L plus tribal people to loot. Nimgriv hills were handed over to them. So many strategical Zones were given to them. This is the fight. Why these 16 intellectuals were connected to Bhima Koregaon is the issue. So as he said, once bitten, twice shy. They made use of Bhima Koregaon incident to suppress voice of dissent. It was Father Stan, it was Sudha Bharadwaj, it was Navalka, it was Varavara Rao, it was Anand Teldumde, it was Vernam Goldslav, Sarun Pereira, Sudha Bharadwaj, Hani Babu, Soma Sen, Rona Wilson. They supported Adivasis. Adivasis are not Pakistanis or Bangladeshis. They are our aborigine. The only sin committed by these intellectuals that they supported these Adivasis. They protected minerals. They want to save environment. They want to save forest, mountain. Because it is a gift given by Mother Nature. This has been used by our forefathers. This has to be handed over to generation to come, even after 10,000 years, 5,000 years. If that is drained now, what will we leave to our future generation? This is the concern of these 16 intellectuals. Sudha Bharadwaj never visited Bhima Koregaon, Father Stan never visited, Navalka never visited, Varavara Rao never visited, Anand Teltumde never visited. How they connect? It is something like connecting the knee and the bald head. How they tag it? Then comes Upa. This is a very dangerous, draconian, dreaded act. It was enacted in the year 1967 only to suppress DMK party and Dravidian movement in Tamil Nadu. 1985 Tada twin object of Tada is to ban the voice of dissent, to ban organizations and brand anyone as terrorists. That was enacted during Rajiv Gandhi regime with a sunset clause of 2 years. It was allowed to stretch till 1995, 10 years, then it lapsed. 2002, when Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, they enacted one more draconian law called as POTA, Prevention of Terrorism Act. All over India, there were hue and cry against misuse of POTA. Then, United Progressive Alliance came to power under the Prime Ministership of Manmohan Singh. Chidambaram was the Home Minister. So in 2004, they repelled photo in the morning and inserted so many other clauses giving life to UPA. 2008, again it was amended based on the instruction given by America in the guise of resolution number 1373. So the component, the structure what we see in UPA is not enacted in Indian Parliament. This was drafted by America and spreaded it through UN General Council resolution. It basically affects our sovereignty. It was not debated. It was not framed by our framers. It was not introduced as a bill. It was not adopted as a law. This is just the instruction of America. Shamelessly, government of India, then rulers, subjugated themselves to American imperialism. Consequently, UPA. See, the basic structure and superstructure of UPA need to be analyzed. terrorist, terrorism, terrorist act, terrorist gang, terrorist organization. 2, section 2, subsection 1, proviso KLM. Terrorist act, terrorist gang, terrorist organization. Then unlawful activity, unlawful association. It has 2 components. Terrorist act is defined under section 15. Punishment under section 16. This act basically in violation of Constitution, Article 22. Prisoners' right, all that right is denied. Rights guaranteed under Constitution, Article 19A to G denied. Article 21, right to live with dignity is denied. Article 23, 24, 25 of the Constitution is denied. The component, the structure of UAPA is unconstitutional, illegal. Dr. Ambedkar during debate during 1948 said, democracy of a country can be looked into in their criminal law. If you look UAPA, it's so unconstitutional. This is the component. Then power is removed from the court and given to executive. Joint Secretary of Home Department can ban any organization, any association. A Joint Secretary is supreme than the Supreme Court. They made executive so powerful than the judiciary. It is negation of judicial power without even offering opportunity of being heard. Section 3, subsection 1, 2, 3, 4. Any individual, any association, any organization can be banned. As on today, there are about 41 associations, organizations who raise voice of dissent, who wanted to protect minority rights, who wanted to protect Article 25, who wanted to protect mineral resources, industrial resources, food security, so on and so forth. All these organizations were banned. So now I would like to point out Maryland University of America, which made a study of terrorist events from 2001 to 2014. There were about 5,052 incidents. Then they say 42% by left-wing extremism, 22% by secessionism, and 35% they say miscellaneous. They didn't name the organization. Less than 1% Islamic organization. As far as banning is concerned, there are 21 Islamic organizations banned. 8 left-wing terrorism, remaining secessionism. Not even one miscellaneous organization, 35% banned, who are responsible for Malegaon blast, Mecca Medina Hyderabad blast, Samyukta Express blast, Ajmer bomb blast, killing lakhs of people. And those who were responsible for planting bombs became parliament members. They are shown as patriots by media like Republic TV, Times Now and Mirror Now. Also other TVs. Persons who were responsible killing rationalists like Dabalkar, Pansare, Kalburgi, Gauri. Those organizations are not banned irrespective of the fact that there was a demand by the governments and the people at large that they are all the perpetrators of crime. So now, coming to Bhima Koregaon and UAPA, none of them were holding weapon. All the 16, none of them were holding arms and ammunition, explosives, any dangerous, deadly weapons. No gun, no weapon. And they never gone to Bhima Koregaon. They have not committed any terrorist act as defined under section 15 and 16 of the UAP Act. They cannot draw inference under 43E of the UAP Act. They were not members of any organization, no shred of material. And in entire Bhima Koregaon, no terrorist act was committed. This is very, very significant point. There were 3 charge sheets. I read the charge sheet. No shred of material collected by the investigating agency, initially by Maharashtra police, later on by NIA. No terrorists, no bomb blast, nobody was having explosives or explosive substance, arms, ammunition, lethal weapon. They were not even present in the entire Maharashtra. How can they be implicated in Bhima Koregaon case? This is purely a political vendetta. So, in a nutshell, the ruling dispensation, ruling clique don't tolerate assertion of rights by Dalits. That's where they are attacking Bhima Koregaon's silent assembly to commemorate Bhima Koregaon warriors of 1/1/1818. That's number 1. Making use of this, they don't tolerate anybody who wanted to protect our constitution, nation, environment, mountain, minerals. Ruling dispensation is against this. Ruling dispensation is also against to voice of dissent. They are against to writers, journalists, poets. Why Kabir Kala Manch is targeted? Because through their cultural activities, they wanted to protect the nation. At the outset, the ruling dispensation, the right-wing elements, fascist forces, corporate, Brahmanical, militaristic fascists, they wanted to give a signal to the people of India, look, we will loot. We will loot all resources, including agricultural resources. We will enact law. We will enact anti-labor laws, anti-farmer laws, anti-mining laws, anti-environmental laws. We will sell this nation to national and international, multinational, transnational corporations. Nobody should raise voice. If you raise voice, then we will put you behind bars. We will not grant bail. It is very unfortunate the Supreme Court, which is supposed to protect the rights of the people of this country, is keeping silent. A person who is responsible for the death of 3 members in a family, Supreme Court intervenes and grants bail. Father Stan, all along lived for the cause of society, is denied bail. It is very shame. The international media, international activists, international human rights organizations are looking on this. What is happening in Bhima Koregaon is violation of United Nations Human Rights Act 1948. Its Article 11 and 12. International Covenants on Human Rights. European Covenants on Human Rights. American Covenants on Human Rights. This is internationally accepted, nationally unacceptable. This is anti-people. The people of India should raise in attention to see that the rights are protected, Constitution is protected, Article 19 is saved, and these innocent intellectuals who are roped in Bhima Koregaon case are unconditionally released forthwith, and the police officials who were responsible in roping these cases should be punished as per the Constitution.